Hello, guys, and welcome back to Trekyards. He is Commander Cock.
He is Captain Foley.
I am. And we're going to talk today about episode 9 of Discovery Season 4, which is called Rubicon.
The journey of the DMA continues. Slow and steady. Chugging along at warp 4. Just figuratively, obviously. Stuart, what do you think of episode 9, having just watched it? We both just watched it, and obviously you guys will see our full review later tonight. But what's your first thoughts?
Better than last week, for sure. This is how they should have came back with last week, I think. This one should have been the one. But no, it was pretty good. Return of Non was nice. Again, though, it felt like a whole episode with one or two beats, and it wasn't satisfying. It was like this should have been like 10 minutes in an episode. Like they did this whole DMA thing in like a two-parter. It feels like they're really stretching and really trying to pad out their episodes, and it's a little bit unsatisfying for me. So it was a lot better. There was some things going on. There's some really good visuals, and some nice little bit of action, I guess. So it was kind of neat to see that, but it was just kind of all right for me. How about you?
No, I'll mirror that as well. I found it fine. Very little to in Discovery Pass. Very little to object that they do poorly. A couple of things to do well, but for a 44-minute episode, I was not particularly entertained for a good chunk of it. Not to say it was bad, but they didn't do themselves proud with this episode. It was very much there's an episode, and it's really surprising how slow they're being. The payoff now has to be even better, because their weekly stories just aren't holding up to the standard that they could be, which means the big has to be even bigger and smarter and cleverer. And each week I'm left saying, next week they're going to do the big thing. And even though they did destroy the DMA, it felt like a wet squib moment, because they decided not to do it, and he did it on his own volition, and it didn't work. And so this entire build-up of 4 episodes worth of we could destroy a DMA, for me, was incredibly anticlimactic in the moment. All the build-up was a big fail. It was a fine moment visually, but they lost all attention as soon as they decided not to do it, and they just did it anyway, which you kind of saw it coming anyway. It's just not, like I said, not very satisfying. The end is fine. Like, every episode they've had a good sting, but again, to benefit the entire episode based on 15 seconds of content almost each episode is not a good system. It's very much like Discovery Season 2. I like the book's given a lot of stuff, but now it's the same stuff again and again. They're not pushing new ground. Remember what you said, probably they should have combined last week and this week into one story, but have 2 of the secondaries go to the planet, not Michael Burnham, or since they got Spore Drive, they could in theory do both. Just do both at the same time. Just a chase, kind of, not to say it's a great analogy, but like Rise of Skywalker, where they go from one thing to another. So the first half of the episode is, and then now they know, okay, now we're going to catch up with them straight away, and then they jump in and then do the ending. I think it would have been a much stronger one-parter, and really had a lot more good quality oomph.
So there were some fun visuals for sure. Like this whole shuttle dock thing was actually quite interesting. I like that. Then them firing at each other, which was quite satisfying as well. Talk about the shuttle dock thing, I guess. I mean,
they almost died.
Exciting. Yeah, but I like the programmable matter that goes around the shuttle, and then you see the shuttle like break apart. Like that was cool visual.
Yeah, it was nice. I mean, obviously, no one for a second thought they were going to die, so it's not really tension filled. But at least it, reiterated what we already knew, that then Book's not going to kill them.
Yeah, but that's like one of the good things I took out of this episode, was that whole sequence. I thought was really well done, and good visuals as well. And even Tarka deciding to do that because they were going to the other planet to get the isolinium. He did it before that because it's an anti-infiltration device. Good idea, but maybe let's not have it kill people, because the whole by the time I reprogram the first layer, they'll be dead. It's like, well, you should have maybe thought about that.
Yeah, well, who is this device aimed against? But the only ship that can actually chase the ship is the Discovery. Once the thing spawns into any other part of the quadrant, no other ship can find it. So the Discovery is the only ship that's going to be chasing it. And if they've got an anti-beam field, the only way they can do it is via physical whatever. So they knew it was Discovery, and they knew it was going to be potentially a shuttle. Cold calculating chess master, he's going to kill some people on Discovery. And it was fine the way it was happened. If it like went all around the shuttle and disengaged it, but kept it in a shell, so it didn't kill them, it just took them out, because it's actually more successful a strategy if you can immobilize and force whoever's chasing you to have to rescue their own than just to kill them. As soon as you kill the people, well, they're going to come after you even harder. So if the thing was to then launch and now there's acid on the hull and it'll take 6 hours to disintegrate it, you jump away. They're now delayed 6 hours. So that would have been a much smarter version of the plan.
I mean, bringing Non back and having her family thing not have worked out, and she kind of failed this mission, honestly. Like, they had so many opportunities to disable or, I don't care, destroy Book's ship. I get it. It kind of was a successful resolution that if we got a week, he agrees to wait. And then there's just like, when he was standing by the window, like right in front of the window, and I see Tarka behind at the controls, I'm like, that's the stupidest thing. You need to lock him out. You need to do something, because I knew that was going to happen.
It's pretty foreshadowed. I mean, any man like that would, of course, take his own route, because this is the fate of the universe. In essence, you're not going to let one man making a stupid decision, in his mind, stop 10 years of work. And of course he's doing. There's no hesitation. I will give them credit for actually giving the secondaries a line or two each, and having the combat of I guess Reese and Rise, if that's the name.
Reese and Bryce.
There you go. And actually be on opposite ends of the spectrum. I thought that was really nice. Humanized it a bit, because they're trying so hard to show Book wasn't wrong, but you also are fully committing to go against them and stop them. So I liked that. But then every time you get a line, Saru said to them, "It is not your job to question, just to follow orders." I'm thinking, how many times in just Discovery have they said, "We need to question orders because we don't question orders because we have to be self-sufficient and think"? And it's like, you shouldn't just, because what if they do then get a planet killed? Because so that was, so you can only say don't question orders when the heroes are right, because the script says they're right. When the orders are wrong, you can ignore orders and think, like Picard does. They play both sides. It's not on this episode specifically. That's all Trek, but I just found that a little bit annoying, that comment. You should have been trust the captain's decision. Her decision says this is right, not just your orders, because your orders could come from anybody. I mean,
well, I do like how Michael at one point told Reese, if Non gives the order, you're supposed to you follow it. I like that, because she knew that Reese was kind of on the boat of they're doing the right thing, and Non was also there to make sure that it succeeded. So that was a nice kind of middle ground, and I'm glad she did that.
And I'm going to call out Sneakerman, Green Marker Burnham, again, good this episode. I thought she played almost all the beats well. Fighting for her boyfriend, for the relationship, knowing him, I thought was fun, was cute, was nicely played, the two of them, that was nice. She pushed it to the absolute nth degree of, let's not shoot and murder my boyfriend, but you're going to do that in that situation. So I actually liked how she played it, and again, very captain-y, didn't go too emotional, kept in control, used the whole crew, it was nice. I she was not Michael Burnham in classic form, so she was much more good to watch.
I kind of somewhat disagree with that. Like, there are some cringy lines of, like, her giving orders, like, do this, and the way she was delivering lines was pretty awful as far as being a captain.
Yeah, you can't always line delivery to that, stuff that's like, what is a tachyon grid? I'll deliver it anyway. You can't always sell those.
Well, yeah, the way she said, come to this heading and shit, it was bad, in my opinion. And like I said this last episode, I hate the inside joke. We know each other so well. Oh, the Breen Gambit. It's like, okay, fine. You got a situation for every situation. I find that very difficult to believe, and it's starting to really stretch thin with me. Like, I get it. Once or twice is fine, but they keep doing it, and she's got a good memory. She remembered that. It's like, it's gonna explode in 20 seconds. It's like, seriously. Anyway, that makes me cringe. So
I thought it was cute. I was fine with it.
Yeah, that was just one moment that didn't sit well with me, but that's me. I like the idea of the shuttle, like the face-to-face meeting. That was kind of neat.
Pacing-wise, it breaks it a bit, because where's their plan? The time it takes her to get into the shuttle, launch it, they should be doing plan C, as in Booker. And so everyone has to choose to wait for 2 minutes after a space battle. So pacing, it doesn't quite work. But it's a nice idea. It's just and we'll all pause, right, and get in position, and okay, continue the scene. It's like, well, no, they would have jumped away. They've done something else.
Like, they tried to mitigate that by having Book and Tarka talking, and you see the shuttle coming up on the view screen, and it's like, oh, there's a shuttle there. Didn't quite work for me. That's another thing, yeah.
But it's a good point though. If the point is to stop this thing. Well, it's not going to move for a week. We have got a week. It's a good argument. It's a bad argument saying, well, we'll let you anyway. Yes, you'll be once you're in our prison. You'll be. We're not going to let you go to do it again. You've broken the rules. You're going to prison. So once you're out, you're out. You can't go back in. Like, he's now got to be done for his crimes, except both of them. So that's going to be now a thing, surely, unless they ignore it. But then, yes, we'll try a plan in a week. Assuming that the government doesn't, put them in jail, it's a fine idea.
The other thing that I thought was funny was the fact that Tarkin never took into consideration the fact that it could be powered through the wormhole from the opposite side of the wormhole.
Which we had said.
Which makes more sense. Because even said, I don't know how something that small can be powered. Whatever.
It can't, really.
Yeah.
It's impractical.
So I thought that was kind of ironic.
Yeah, and I did like that instant, like, the ending. It was quite relatively good that they did blow it up. That was at least like, oh, we did something interesting. And then for it not to be there is another interesting. It's like, oh wow, everything's for nothing. It's a very anticlimactic on purpose ending, but it kind of makes the last 9 feel like, well, wherever we come after 9, we haven't really done much since 3. I mean, there's so little has happened this season. It's kind of astounding. This is a season of television with just how little has happened.
My one theory was that the civilization that built this thing is gone, and it's just trying to power itself now. It's just automatically doing this, which I think holds up in this one, because it just reestablished the DMA in the exact same spot where its original thing got destroyed. An intelligent species wouldn't necessarily do that. They would move it. There's something there that's destroyed this thing. Let's try the DMA somewhere else. I thought it was a bit odd that it showed up in the exact same spot. Sure, there is boronite there, but there's boronite everywhere, as they said, basically. So if my device gets destroyed in one area, I'm not going to risk another one, unless you have hundreds of them you can spare.
Well, I'm sure they're going through a list of, you start with the best mining sites first. So if that's the second highest for whatever reason that makes the most sense, then they already know exactly how much power to get there, to launch it, to open it. I mean, it's also a statement of, well, why didn't they destroy our DMA for 6 weeks? Let's see what happens. We'll send another one instantly and see what the play is. So I thought it's fine. But yeah, it could be either, and I'm still perfectly happy for it to be a dead species or a live species. This thing it was 10 light years wide. They found the DMA in the center in ostensibly minutes. Despite that should be the middle bit should also be giant, even though they know it's a segment of less storm. Even though they said it was hard to find, it really wasn't. It was absolutely effortless, and they both found it within a minute of each other. So that's another thing of pacing versus actual whatever. Don't make it as difficult if you're going to make it whatever. But also, I didn't quite buy that they could be within miles of it and it not have any detrimental effect to the ships. Not even any sense of shield. Like, this thing is giving off 10 light years worth of energy field. This thing's being powered and as a wormhole to the galaxy, and it's not doing anything in terms of damaging shield or any radiation. It's like standing next to a nuclear reactor. You should feel something more meaningful than just, oh yeah, here's a thing we've never seen before. The power levels of I'm just gonna hold it. You know what I mean? It's just a slight thing which had some level of, we can't get too close, or our shields only last 5 minutes, or something. Had a bit of extra tension there.
One thing that, I forget how initially it happened, but their shields went down to 50% right away. And then, after 4 or 5 quantum torpedoes, they're down to 20%. I thought that was a little ridiculous, but that's just me. It is future tech. It is future shields. I guess they're future quantums as well. So who knows how powerful they are? They're probably pretty powerful. But
Discovery's never been good at space battles ever. We all remember Seasons 3 Battle with a Cyber Ship, where the shields go from 100 to 70 to 20, and then they survive at 20 for the rest of the battle, which is just insanity. And this is a scripting issue where the tension says shields under 15% after one hit, but then that's the first hit of the battle, so they therefore can't survive the battle, and it just ruins it. And so the first warning shots of quantum torpedoes halved the shields. The second batch took them down to, I think it was 20%, but I do not believe for a second that a courier ship is strong enough to defeat a hyper-advanced refitted Discovery, which has got the most advanced shields of the era because they're going to give it its best stuff. If that ship can do Discovery under 50% in one barrage of a warning shot, Discovery's got garbage shields that can't survive anything.
Was it the warning shot that took him down to 50%? Oh, jeez.
Yeah, the initial barrage, and they fired a barrage, and same thing. It's just
Because those were, I think, photons he fired first.
They were blues as well. They were quantums.
Were they? Okay. It's still ridiculous.
It's a courier ship. It can't do that. And if it can do that, Discovery's nothing. Then Battle with Sorrow makes even less sense. Then one weapon should take it out. Yes, I can imagine maybe they improved Bookship a little bit. But if it's that powerful, this thing is basically another god ship. It can warp in and quantum torpedo anything. It's just a laughable scripting thing of, down to 90% would be very, very impressive in one barrage. That's a hell of a shot. 50% is effortless, pointless, and then it removes all the tension. That's the scene. But they've done that all the time. At least there were not really any explosion fire cannons that I noticed visually. So that was nice.
There were petrol explosions hitting the shields again.
They're always
both times, and I actually made a mental note of every time we see Discovery's bridge, all the displays are like doing the and there's always sparks flying. Like there's never like a calm moment on that bridge, pretty much.
At least we got to see the bridge for the first time in like 5 episodes or 4 episodes.
People were speculating it's going to be different. That's why we haven't seen it. They spent the time to change it. It's like, nope, no, they didn't.
They just didn't want to show the secondaries. I did like the double spore drive chase jump sequence. That was nice. They're so unwanting to give us space shots in this show. They go to the absolute bare minimum. And so that was nice though, and they do a reasonably good job at them. I just wish there was more of them, and we got to appreciate the ships more, and they just have this fear of them, I guess.
I don't know, but this was kind of a secondary cast episode because everybody kind of got something, as you said. Even Jet Reno got a mention. Let Jet take care of that, or let Reno take care of that. Damn it, you need to focus on this other thing. So just a mention, but hey. And then there's the only other like kind of subplot is the Saru and the Navarian president lady. Her basically asking him out on a date, and the little moment with Culber at the end there, which was kind of a new thing for Culber, I guess. He wasn't brooding about how he's failed everybody.
I liked that. So much. He was positive.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it was a cute moment for sure, but it wasn't focused on enough to break up the monotony for me. Another thing I noticed too, when they had the message from Book and they had the Navarian president hologram, I love how the cliche is that every hologram has like a every once in a while to let you know it's a hologram. You'd think that they would advance tech to the point where that doesn't happen.
Well, it was already perfect in the Discovery era, so it can go no further. So to jump back, so Jet Reno, I was not even in the show. Let's be honest. And, she actually said that she's in the later set of episodes because of she could travel. We're 9 in. She's not in the season, not in the season enough to be worth anything. Let's be honest. I mean, she's
unless she's very important in the next 4 episodes.
Yeah, maybe. But just as the bridge crew, they're just not gonna give her any time. Okay. But I don't miss her, but she's just not in the show effectively to be a worthwhile character, as the bridge crew also aren't. And then the second thing he said was, I sort of liked it, but and I wish they just have one line of dialogue. As soon as he calls her, she's the president of a planet. She's not busy. She's not in a meeting. She's not on the toilet. She's not asleep. What time zone is it there? You're like, oh no, I'm not busy. I really wish she was in a meeting with somebody and said, 1 second, Ambassador. And then, it just feels so inelegant to say he can just call her out of the blue and she's absolutely happy to talk. He should have computered, see if President Rillick is free, and then cut him.
Even have a chime coming that your scheduled call.
Yeah,
appointment is here.
It's just so laughable as a moment. It's placed so awkwardly. Yes, I know. With Facebook Messenger, we can not be on their phones all the time. It's kind of real time, but it's like me. If I was on iPhone, it's like me FaceTiming you Thursday afternoon. I've not spoken to you all day, and then the chance of you being free and happy to talk for 10 minutes in an emotional way is super unlikely. And you stay in a lot. We both work indoors. It's just a small thing, but the one line dialogue could have made it 10 times better. The scene was fine, was nice. Just came out was nice. I like Colbert then was nice. Basically saying, dude, we may die. Don't be an idiot, because you're from the past. You're hard to relate to from anybody here. When you have chemistry with somebody which you've never clearly had before in your life, because that's not the vibe it gives off, especially sensing fear his entire life, it's not really just go for it. And if she, president of a planet, is willing to commit time to you, you're less busy than she is. Let's be honest. You might deal with more world-destroying events, but she's busier than you. And she's asking you out on a date. So, yeah, I liked his ending there. It was nice. But it's like, well, we need Saru to do something, because he's here, because we made him back on the ship. Let's give him something. Oh, and we put Colbert in as well, because he has to do something. As long as like the token scenes. You know, it's odd. Not bad, really, just odd.
I hope something big and momentous happens next week. I want to
Nope.
find out who these people
Expectations,
are.
lower them.
I know. Next week is going to be talking about the refit of the bathrooms for the whole episode. I don't know.
But I am happy to say it was better than last week.
Yes, easily.
It
couldn't be much worse.
Not even better than last week's. Good job.
And on that awesome note, guys, let us know in the comments down below what you thought about this episode, anything we missed, anything you want to talk about, comment down below, and click that like button, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell icon, and if you want to join us for the live later today, by all means do so, and we will gladly listen to your ideas and thoughts and comments, and we will read them out loud, and you can be part of the conversation in real time. So
No, we love that, because those things can create a whole chain of wonderful thought. But if you want to support what we do, how we do it, and the amount we do, doing discussions, analysis, breakdowns, all the stuff in these episodes that are tech and ship and law related, then help us out on Patreon, the monthly way. Join the channel, which is on YouTube, so it's YouTube Patreon, or Super Chat Journals Lives, or PayPal, trekyards@hotmail.com, or buy a shirt or something with the links down below. All are great ways. Just joining in and saying hi is also important, but even $5 a month would make a big difference.
it's true. So until next time, guys, he is Commander Cocky.
He's got a Foley. Bye,
See you
guys.
later.